I do have a new hairdo today because I naturally have waves, but when I was younger, my hair was like this thick. I've lost a lot of it aging and due to hormones. I am ready to talk now, and we're going to start the Be Creator Club. Now, I wanted to ask everyone if you think we should do this breathing and laughing exercise for every show. I'm not sure. Can you guys let me know if you want to do some breathing and laughing? All right, so we'll go back to this. I got to get my special brush. This is our laughing paintbrush. 1, 2, 3. It really helps relax you. It dances all around. We're just going to pretend it's funny looking. And we're going to watch it dance. And we're going to start laughing when I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. We're getting those endorphins up. Oh, how funny, how funny. Keep laughing.
Tougher.
All right, we are ready. Let's loosen our neck and loosen our shoulders and loosen our hands, and we're going to be ready to create art today. My endorphins are cooking. Let's see what else I have on the agenda. Conversation with Vicky. I'm going to start that as part of the show. Thank you, Debbie. She always enjoys the laughing and the breathing. It makes us feel good. Let's see. Pleasing our creative soul. Isn't that a hard one? Because we always want to help others. Or we cannot please everyone, but we can't control them either. But we can control ourselves, and we can take care of ourselves. And that's what the creative soul is all about. I'm thinking like when we're in grade school, creation with our hands and doing projects and doing things, creating things. We used to do that with our crayons, with paper, with glue. However, as we got older, it was shunned. Throw your crayons away, you're an adult now. We really need to help ourselves. And the creative soul, if we do this, will make us feel so much better about our life, about how we feel. I think we need to get those crayons back out and play, nourish ourselves, read a good book. Debbie Sue on YouTube, she shares her short stories and poems that she writes. And they're just gorgeous. Journal or make a page spread for your junk journal. You can go thrifting for vintage treasures. We can make trinkets. We can get a good night's sleep. We can sew buttons on handmade cards. There's probably a million other things that we could add to the list. But these are just a couple of the things that we can do, make space for ourselves every day. Thrifting is not a thing every day. I would maybe do that once a month or once every 2 months. Otherwise, you'll get a lot of stuff in your house and you won't be able to use it all. Once you start junk journaling, the thrift store looks so much different than before. Are you there, Whimsy? Are you out in the universe somewhere? Look at this for the Nutcracker Golden Book. She gave me 2 napkins for my Nutcracker book. I wonder if is in the back theater because I've never seen her comments before. Perfect. I got 2 of them, and then this little one is cute for the cat story because there is a snowman in there with the cat story. I was really excited. Total surprise. I was not expecting it at all. Thank you, Whiskers and Whimsy. I tried to look it up on YouTube. She may have a channel about animals. I know that was really nice of her. She had that in her stash, and she's a quiet one because I don't think we've met her yet on the comment section. I finished the mark making with the journal here. And this is leather. What I did is I just stuck the leather under here. There's like a little piece on this side and then like this. And then this is the glue journal that we had made a couple videos back. And it turned out really nice. I want to do some Teabag napkin paper. And you have to have a silicone mat to do it. They're cheap. They don't cost that much on Amazon, but I don't know how else to do it. This is how I take a piece, and usually it works. I shake it like this. Not ripping. All right. Let's get a different piece of tape. This is really glued on here. There we go. Let's see if this will let me get in there. All right, gonna get in there. This only has 1 ply, so that's good. I'm doing it slowly. I don't really want to tear my napkin. Napkins are gentle creatures. I wanted to do this pretty little Christmas tree. I have 4 panels that I don't think I'm going to be able to fit 2. I do have 4 dogs, so you will hear dogs once in a while. I bought this in a store. I always look for napkins. I think this is from a specialty store. Usually better napkins have 2 ply. Cheaper ones have 1 ply. I'm just going to cut these. This was one. I'm noticing it doesn't have the red, only along the outside of the napkin. That's okay. It's probably not going to show. I think it'll be okay. Okay. Put glue on this mat. I found this brush. It was hidden in my craft room. I don't know if things hide from you guys in your craft room. Hi, Ellen. I'm glad you're here, Ellen. She's from YouTube. Great to see ya. Welcome. This is a really nice brush, but I paid a lot of money for it. I might have stuck it away because I didn't know how to clean it, but now I know to use alcohol to clean these brushes. You have to work them, but they do get clean. The other thing to keep them going well is you need to wash them immediately. I have water here with some dish soap, and then I have plain water to rinse off my brush. This is a wonderful brush to apply mediums. Oh, it smells like it's okay. It's not rotten. It just needs to be stirred. This is half Elmer's glue, half water. It depends on your climate, but I'll show you how you want it. Formula might be a little different. For you, but basically half Elmer's glue and half water. Okay, I'm gonna put that in there. And I need a paper towel. The thickness is not very thick, it's kind of liquidy. But it's not pure liquid. What I do is I just paint this onto my mouth. The napkin is the trick. I gotta have enough room. This is actually a project that would be fun on my back table. I'm going to try our best to lay the napkin down as straight as we can. So let it soak up that medium. It gets very delicate and it can tear on you. But as it soaks up that medium, eventually it'll get a little bit stronger where I can put something on top of it, like the glue. Did I have that right? Yeah. And if you do get a little tear, you can fix it. See, it just got a little tear just for me. Sometimes if you have to rearrange it, you might get a little tear. I'm just going to pop these down into this fluid, very soft. I got a little corner tear there. So I'm going to fix that. However, I may not use that because I might just use this. I think the tree. I'm only going to be using that tree. What's best, as you can see, if you can just lay it down in one piece. If you start messing with it, like I did with this particular one up here, and this one did not break on me, but this one did. See it right there? But that's okay because I'm probably just going to use the tree any old way because of that different edging that it has only on a couple sides. I do not use gloves, but you are welcome to use gloves. I have a whole bunch of tea bags. I'm going to take my brush, and that's the soapy water. And I'm going to clean it with the regular water. You don't want your brush too wet. It doesn't matter if it's wet, but you don't want it too wet. I'll show you. Here we go. It's wet, but it's not dripping wet. Right. If I do that. This is the Elmer's glue and water mixture. I'm going to try my best to put some on the top, being very, very gentle. This all dries clear, so you don't have to have it perfectly applied. Hey, this one's turning pretty good. You just can drop some medium on there. And then when you put the tea bag on top, it will absorb. You don't need to put any pressure on this napkin because they do break. They're very fragile. I'm just patting this on here. And we may even have enough glue to not have to put any more once we put the tea back on top. It does take a little bit of practice to learn how to tap on these. It's really nice to have a big brush like this. You can use maybe this size of brush that you get at the dollar store under the paint section. Just a nylon brush would be fine. Tea bags, here we go. Now you're not going to be able to see what these turn out to be until the next show. That'll be Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. I will show you the napkins. Okay, so now we're going to teabag and pencil grungy look. And I just try to match the teabag the best I can. I call this Kooky Teabag napkin paper. Pretty kooky. I'm gonna have to tear a little piece maybe for the end. Or does that end matter to me? Is that end worth messing with? But you have to make those decisions. It's only a little bit here. I'm not going to mess with it. If you're in a special project, you might need this total amount of inches. Trying to lay them side by side. I also have this little bit, so I'm not going to do it. Let's see how they fit here. I get that pot. That tree. Come on. I almost have to stand up here. It's hard to see. The medium is being soaked up by the tea bag. I have to feel my art. Oh, my sleeve got in there. Oh, I forgot to wear an apron too. Let's see if we can fix this. Possibility, because the only thing I really want is a tree. There. Just a little bit of tree hanging out there. So we just go like this. Probably a good idea to wear short sleeves or sleeveless and an apron. Smoothing out the glue on top of the tea bag. The napkin is now protected from the tea bag, but I would suggest you don't move the tea bag around, which could happen with the flu. Right now, you can't quite see everything, but it will dry clear. The tea bag will make it look grungy if you're wanting that look. This is pretty good. Just making sure I don't have any bubbles. Everything's coated. See right there. You might get a little wrinkle. I can see a little wrinkle there. Should just have a minimal amount. It really is impossible to have wrinkle free. Maybe you can iron it afterwards. But that kind of takes away all the texture. I can see there's going to be some wrinkles in here. but that's okay. It just gives it texture. You need a little more glue. This is called Vicky's finger. We're going to just add the glue like this and not use the brush because I don't know why. It just needs a little more glue. Since my fingers are dirty and I don't want to have to clean the brush, I think it should work. I don't see why it shouldn't. So I'm trying just to go over this to get all the glue soaked up into the napkin. That's our goal here. Make sure the napkin is attaching well to the tea bag, especially like where we had the edging and it's meeting. Want to make sure that's well coated with glue. When this dries and you're on a silicone mat, you can just peel it right off. That's why I use the silicone mat. I think this is pretty well covered. You can also take these and put them in your embossing machine. They'll turn out really good with some embossing. I think this green one would, but I don't know about this tree one. I've got a different purpose for that one. Here we go. Oh, I think this is cool. Let it dry overnight. The next show, I will show you what it will look like. And maybe I'll do some embossing on a couple of them so you can see that too. All right, now I gotta take this up off this table here. Put it on my back table. This will be our experiment. I don't know if anybody's ever done this before. I have not done. So we're going to use this thinner mat, and these are really cheap on Amazon. If you do Amazon Prime and they have their sales, you can get these even cheaper. Here we go. We're going to coat this. I'm going to do the same process. I have more tissue paper than the size of this mat. That's okay. I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to lay it on the mat with whatever is sticking out. This tissue paper is, I'll show you in just a minute after I get this done without getting glue on myself. See, this is so messy. I love it because it's messy. I kept my fingernails clear. We're going to be messing with paint and glue. My fingernails are going to be full of it. And then why paint them when they're full of that stuff? Because it just ruins your paint of your nails. Unless you wear gloves. But I am a touchy-feely, eccentric person with my art. Here is, see, it is a tissue paper, but it's thicker. See, if it gets wet, it probably will. So let's see. I do better cutting. I don't think my show is ever going to drop again. I have my computer on the Ethernet. I am so happy. And ChatGPT helped me figure it out. and it didn't cost very much. The Wi-Fi you drop, and it's faster having it on the Ethernet. You put the same contraption on your modem, then you plug it in to the modem, you use the electricity, but the Ethernet travels on top of the electricity. I think I explained it right. I could not have done this without Chat GPT. Whenever I have technical issues like that, I go right to Chat because Chat helps me figure it out. I am now on the Ethernet. Of course, I've never done this sheet. Now, this is thicker tissue. These are a good master board as well. Could be a page. It could be a background on a canvas. There's just all kinds of things you can use with this. You can make cards and pocket. And this one has a little, okay, I could use it up here. I gotta get this brush. I don't know what I did this week. The time flies so quickly. Oh, I know. I met my girlfriend, and when we do this, it's like a mental health. He feels so much better. We confide in each other. It's like talking to a counselor for both of us. We have this special place where they make their own beer. You get to taste your beer before you buy a big one. Mine is probably medium size. But they have the pizza that's in the oven. I need to sit down. Because I don't know if I want to use this brush too much because it's like lifting up my tea bag. You could also sew. That would be cool. Sew all around it. Make jaggedy sewing like that. I almost have my sewing machine ready. I found all the parts I needed. I used to sew clothes when I was younger. I don't know why I did. It kept me from buying clothes. I saved money. We need to be creative and make things with our hands because it helps our blood pressure go down, gets the endorphins going. You're going to feel joy and happiness. You're going to have a purpose. We just need to think about in our society, it's really important to make things with our hands and not just be on a video game. You can do this with your nieces, your nephews, your grandkids. Yeah, we need to take care of ourselves. We need nutrition and drink lots of water. We need exercise. But we also need to be outdoors when you can. Stick your bare feet outdoors. Now it's cold. to earth your feet. Some people might like it in the cold. Even cooking is making stuff with our hands. Some people are really excellent cooks and bakers. They don't just use the box. They do everything by scratch when they cook and bake. Now that's using your hands, using your mind. It does take time though. We just can't do it all. We can only pick. When we're working, we can still have a hobby of making something. I worked as a registered nurse for 36 years, and then I retired. I was fortunate to work for the state of Washington. I had retirement. I'm going to put that brush away in that water. I feel like this is pretty good. It's coated well. And hopefully I can see a few snowflakes underneath. I'm going to move it to my table. Hopefully I can move it. My glass. I can figure out how to film on my table. I'll have a lot of room. Not that I need it every time, but like with the project like this, it's nice to work on a big table. We're going to take this away. There's still one. Oh, I'm not sure about the tree because that was pretty right, but I can get situated for the next project. I am taking an internet class. It's called Wonderlust. It's a whole year. It's very inexpensive. And she's not from the United States. She is, maybe United Kingdom. But I really like their class format. I've done it before. It's right now on the internet. There's a week program before the regular classes start. I think it's on Teachable classes. And of course, they'll cost money. But I registered a long time ago. If you register earlier, you get your classes less. It's less expensive. It might be like 175 or something. And it lasts the whole year. We have tons of classes that you can take. And this year they're focusing more on mixed media. Mixed media is when you use 2, 3, 4 different mediums. I am going to work in my art book just because it will be easier. With this art book, see, this is paper. You can still cut this out. Let me tell you the name of this channel. She's called Everything Art, and she's got a whole week long of how to do mixed media, exploring paints, acrylics, and watercolors. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to explore those mediums together. I'm just going to put this on a blotchy kind of way. You can see, look at, I've used all this. And I'm really at the bottom. I'm surprised. I think I've had this a couple years. I'm just going to put some gesso here, and I know where I want to put my watercolor already. That does help if you have an idea, but if you don't, that's okay too. Acrylic paint, we don't need to put. That's why I'm doing it sporadically to help the watercolor. Because watercolor works a little better with gesso. This water is going to get icky quick. I'm going to put some right here. Of course, you're always supposed to put it in a little dish, but we're doing a home, and this paper is wrinkling a little bit with it. We're doing a home thing. We're going to have to dry this. We got to get a basis for our mark making. A base. And we're going to put blobs too. I'm going to start out with pink. I just decided to pick out my favorite colors. I'm going to put a couple of pink colors on. And then I'm going to add copper and orange. We will mark make with the turquoise. And then I'm going to add using and the watercolor. We're going to use the Gouache watercolors. We'll be doing some art stuff because I need to do at least something a couple times a week. And so I'm going to add those now to the show on Saturday and Tuesday. I think that's dry. It's a little bit tiny wet, but that's okay. All right, so I am going to put my phone up here and I'm going to mix my colors right here. Okay, we're going to put acrylic first. If we put this here, we have the constant wind of the fan coming on here, which really helps. Okay, so I got this pink and this. I have to grunt when I open something if it's hard. We're just going to make a big. I'm going to go like this. Of course, I'm breaking the rules. I just broke the rules. We got a big blob there. That's what we want. I want a big blob. I'm going to use this pink. You can use water with your acrylics. Let's see if there's much difference in this pink. Really, there's not too much difference. I'm just going to make one blob there. Blob there. Okay. Sure, blob is pretty well painted here. We do want to take some time to think about what is we need threes. So we have 1, 2, 3 here. We have 1, 2, 3 here. Different kind of threes. Pleasing to the eye. Anybody's eye. Just your eye. I did check my color a little bit. I'm going to try this. Maybe I'll just add some more here with this one. I don't see any difference in color, but I want to add a little straighter line from the end. You're going to have some messiness. Let's make sure this goes up here. All right, then there's a little bit of difference, and that's pink, but not much. Now that I put it next to the other pink, I can see we can work with this. What are we going to do? We are going to put orange and copper. I'm going to put orange first. So I got to leave room as well for watercolor paint. I'm trying to do this loosey-goosey. I think it just goes better. I hope this makes some sense to you. I want to push down on this brush. It's really hard to keep it loose. Don't push down on it and just keep it loose. Very difficult for me. Whoops, it looks like I got some pink in there. I'm not one to do neutrals. I just picked 3 colors. Acrylic paints. I notice when I am thinking, I have a tendency to forget everything else and forget what I'm talking about. Or I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do. We are going to include the copper. And these are so hard to open. Of course, I take the whole thing off. Hopefully I didn't break it. You're just going to go there. I'll have to deal with you later. Hopefully I didn't break it. If I did, then I have to scotch tape the lid on. Okay, here's the copper. I'm going to go in between here. Here. As you can see, we are developing a place to do marks on. I don't know if you've ever painted like this before. Anybody familiar with making a page so you can do your marks on mark making? Let's do our mark around this peak thing. I have to add more paint. I'm seeing some white. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Let's put a little more of this over here, and then we'll do the gouache paint. I'm leaving this little bit for gouache paints. Gouache paints. And we're going to do wet on a wet. I'll just do some pink and purple and maybe... So I could use some red too. We'll see how we do here. this. I'll put the light first. Oh no, I gotta put some water first. Add the water. Might need more water. These are gouache paints, so they might need a little more water. I want them to run. It's like doing this. Actually, this is a form of mark making. I'm gonna add red to this. I have no idea what it's gonna look like, but we're gonna check it out. Heavier. Okay, gouache, you just need more water. It looks like the red is dominant here. Let's see what else we can do. Dirty water. Dirty water. Like that yellow. It's the yellow. It looks like a mustard yellow. So I don't know what I expected it to be. Because I am using not watercolor, but gouache paint. It's a little bit different. Let's try the purple. I'm tapping between the white is. And I'm going to take my brush here, just scoop it all around. So I guess what you could do is make a mess. Sit down and make a mess. Make blotches. Make your paper wet. I'm making lines with this brush. See what I can do. It's wet. I can see them a little. This is going to have to dry. You'll see how this goes. I've done a lot of red here. I made a little circle there. I do see some purple. I don't see the pink. I think we wiped that out. And I see the yellow. Here I see the red. Paint line in black, or that would be okay. The whole goal is to have a background so you can practice mark making. I think green is the opposite. You know, I want to mark make with maybe this one is the opposite. on the color wheel of all these colors. While this is drying, I'm going to make marks on this pink one with the paintbrush. You can actually use a pen. You can make marks with anything. Pencils, pens, crayon, paintbrushes. So let's see if I can, these are going to be a little thicker. I was thinking of. And I'm trying to get my brush to be rounded on the end. So I can just use the tip of the brush. I don't know if I like this paintbrush very well. See? Maybe this more. Let's try this one. Oh, much better. So once you have a foundation, you can do circles if you want. You could make X's. You could just do a grid line. You have to feel the paint on the brush to know that you're satisfied with that mark that you made. This is not the fastest thing to do. I have a place now where I can practice my mark making. I have a gold pen too. I may include pins as well. Okay, now I'm gonna make these longer here. I think, not sure how far I want to go out. I'm not very fast at doing this, am I? I guess maybe, okay, let me go faster. Maybe I'm thinking about it too much. So let me go faster because I'm thinking too much about this. Notice I'm like thinking and thinking. Getting that perfection mind is going. Let me get rid of it. Just go fast, Vicky. Don't think about it. It'll be okay. Gotta let that perfection go too. Let it go, Vicky. I have labels called Let It Go. I might put a label on here. Let it go. I got those in my coffee shop. Now, see how that worked? That's the difference between overthinking and not overthinking. You just saw it on the paintbrush. I think I'll put something different there, but that gives you an idea. I'm going to have all kinds of marks on here. This is my mark practice. Vicky, don't overthink it. If I overthink it, I'm just going to put quickly. There we go. You just saw what happens when you overthink. There's the substrate background that I'm going to be using to make all different kinds of marks on. This is a practice. It's not made for the gallery. This was fun. I want to remind you to subscribe. Thumbs up, please. They're looking like this. What do I need to do? I need to trim them down. Oh, we can do this. I did this on another one, and it worked out really well. I worked in a journal. This is on the gel plate. Let's see, which way do I want this? I don't think it matters. I used this Christmassy tape and just did every other one. And then I painted it red on top. You do have to use a lot of glue stick though, because this is old paper and it doesn't matter if it's upside down. The other one, I did reinforce this area. I'm not going to do it with this one because I have this grocery set. If you have two gel prints together, you're going to want to reinforce an old book right here. And I just used medical tape. The medical tape is flexible and it works well with putting these old papers together. It's what physical therapists use when they tape up their different muscles to help relieve you from pain and healing. I had to add a different glue. I added my PVA glue because this stick to the tape very well. This book page is very old and it absorbs that glue. I'm going to stand up for this. I can see what I'm doing. Color. You want to try to get it laid down on the book the best you can with your eyes. You can use one of these if you want. I never put washi tape before on a gel plate, but it's fun. And it really made a nice tea for my journal. It's already giving it character. On this side, I plan to use this. This is a little bit shorter, so I'm going to have to be careful putting this on. Right? I'll just put this, and you'll get the picture. Two gel prints between the paper to give you a really nice page. I like the messy, grungy look. I'm a very colorful, eclectic artist. This paper is done soaking the glue up. It does take a lot of glue. That's pretty cool. Okay. I think I better do that. I have a tendency, this is what I do. Boop. Okay, I'm done. So it just helps like evens the glue and helps the glue. See, I had some glue here. Just gonna wipe it up with a paper towel. It'll just get soaked up. in the paper towel. Wow, we have a very nice page that has developed here. That's how you do that. That's fine. Huh? And my book is very odd. I'm going to have ducks in it and horses because I love this cat picture. You can do whatever you want. If it's personal journal, I love this color. Hopefully you can see where you can do 2 pieces of your gel printing and it'll give it straight the extra page. This video will not be stored on Instagram, so I have a Ko-fi Hub or YouTube to see it. And I will do an edit of it and put that up as well. It seems like people really like the edits. I will see you next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Goodbye.